Just want to get to some general stuff. The vaccine rollout, how's it going? Is it more on track than it has been in previous months? Still big issues? Where do you sit on this?
Well, I think we're starting to cook with gas in terms of the numbers out there. So we're getting up into that sort of 150s, getting towards 150 a day sort of number. We need to get it up to 200. I mean, last week I think we got over 1 million last week. So we're sort of getting sort of good numbers as far as the rollout. It's been difficult in Victoria. I think Victoria has been a very... I mean, I feel very sorry for everybody in Melbourne because to some degree they're the ones that have suffered the most through this. But to the same degree, what has actually happened, in fact, is actually lit the fuse and got people to understand why. I think the reasons for the vaccination in the minds of a lot of people hasn't been there, but that's actually helped now. And I think it's also helped the rollout side of things.
Pharmacy's very keen to get involved. You're part of what is a lobby group for doctors. Do you have any issue? Is it a turf war, or are you happy for them to be involved in really turbocharging?
Well, all I can say is I'm a general practitioner in my room and trying to talk to patients about their vaccine is already very difficult. I need to know their medical history. I need to be able to talk them through the medical aspects of it, and then they need to have confidence when we give the vaccine to them in a nice, safe environment.
Can't you funnel easier cases, much more straightforward, young, healthy people towards pharmacies, though?
Well, part of the problem at the moment is that despite the fact that general practice has actually done most of the vaccinations so far, it's about 2.8 out of about 2.9, I think, out of about 5.2 million shots as of yesterday. Only half the general practices have really been in play so far. So we've actually still got a lot of capacity in that area. It makes far more sense to put them into play at this moment in time because they're ready to join the fight. And that's how general practice feels.
But it also might be just about the sort of people that go, can't be bothered going to the doctor, my pharmacy's there, they'll do it, I've got no health issues. Again, more the merrier, isn't it?
Well, look, I would say to them that, that I think that's an argument that's put by the pharmacy, but I'd be worried about trying to do this in a COVID-safe manner in the middle of a pharmacy, for example, and without the necessary medical history about a patient beforehand, and being able to have the privacy, for example, to talk through the various issues with the patient. Because I'm going to tell you now, forget about the people coming in for the vaccination clinics. I'm talking about every single consult almost somebody's talking to me about.
But I mean, they do flu shots. That's not a problem, is it?
Well, do you think that flu shots have been around a while, and I think to some degree people have kind of accepted that. I think the level of anxiety and regarding the COVID shots, although I think there has been unnecessary amounts, has actually been a material issue in the rollout, and I can say day to day it's an issue.
Just wanted to ask you finally about Anastasia Palaszczuk. She got Pfizer in the end. All of this, there was lots of timing, and there was a flu shot. Dog bit her, the Tokyo Olympics, but it all seemed to stem from the fact she didn't want to get a jab very early on when it was available. She said she didn't want to skip the queue. Other leaders were getting the jab as an example to others. What did you make of what she had to say?
Look, as a 54-year-old who went to have the Astrazeneca with no problems, because I know it's a good vaccine and we're lucky to have it, and also from the point of view of a doctor trying to really encourage the rest of the population to get their shots, it's become a problem. And I think,
what she's done has become a problem.
Yeah, I think it's sent the wrong message, unfortunately. I think what I'd say is it's frustrating, but, it's been interesting amongst my colleagues, for example. I was the former ethics chair, for example, and I really have had to say, as doctors, we must never use our position to advantage for myself or a patient or, a family or friend to gain an advantage to jump the queue or get something. All I'd say is that the same level of scrutiny, which would be that my case would be considered, needs to be considered in her case as well. I think, and that's at two levels, pub test, but also, I think we just need to have a good look at what the reasoning was.
Dr. Chris Moy, thanks for your time.
It's a pleasure.